What would you do if a diary could take you through time? Ethan didn't believe it until he opened one. Ethan had always been drawn to the attic in his grandfather's house. It was a mysterious place, filled with the scent of aged wood and forgotten tales. On a rainy afternoon, while the storm outside raged on, Ethan climbed the creaky stairs to explore. He loved the idea of uncovering hidden treasures, and the attic never failed to ignite his curiosity. Amidst a pile of old books and yellowed maps, he spotted a small, leather-bound diary tucked away in an ornate wooden box. The cover, though weathered, had faint golden letters that seemed to shimmer in the dim light. As he ran his fingers over the embossed design, he felt a strange tingle, as if the book itself had a life of its own. Unable to resist, Ethan opened the diary. The first page was blank, but as he flipped through, he noticed the pages weren't empty, they were filled with dates, each written in an elegant script. What was peculiar, though, was that the dates spanned centuries. Some were from the distant past, while others seemed impossibly far into the future. "What is this?" Ethan murmured, intrigued. As he stared at a date marked June 12, 1642, the ink on the page began to shimmer, and the attic around him seemed to blur. A chill ran down his spine as the diary's pages glowed faintly. Before he could react, he felt himself being pulled into the book. The world shifted around him, and when the dizzying sensation stopped, Ethan found himself standing in a cobblestone street. The air was crisp, and the smell of freshly baked bread wafted through the air. People dressed in 17th-century clothing bustled about, completely unaware of the boy in modern jeans and a hoodie. Ethan's heart raced as he realized what had happened. He was in the year 1642. For a moment, panic gripped him. How would he get back? He clutched the diary tightly, noticing that the page with the date was glowing faintly. A soft voice echoed in his mind, calm and reassuring, "Write your way home." Ethan fumbled for a pen and scribbled the word "home" on the glowing page. Instantly, the world around him dissolved, and he was back in the attic, gasping for air. The diary sat in his lap, looking as ordinary as ever, but Ethan knew better. It was no ordinary book. Over the next few days, he couldn't stop thinking about the diary. The temptation to use it again was overwhelming. He began to experiment, carefully selecting dates and writing small entries. Each time, he was transported to another moment in time: ancient Rome, medieval castles, bustling 1920 cities. Each journey left him awestruck, but also wary of the diary's power. One evening, he noticed an entry that seemed out of place. The date was from his own past, May 14, 2015. Ethan hesitated. That date was etched in his memory as the day he had lost his dog, Max. He had always blamed himself for leaving the gate open. What if he could go back and fix it? Without giving himself time to reconsider, Ethan wrote the date in the diary and closed his eyes. When he opened them, he was in his childhood backyard. He saw his younger self, a carefree boy of 10, playing fetch with Max. His heart ached at the sight of the dog, alive and happy. Ethan watched as his younger self ran inside to grab a snack, leaving the gate ajar. Max, curious as always, darted toward the street. Acting on instinct, Ethan sprinted to the gate and shut it just in time. Max barked happily, wagging his tail, oblivious to the danger he had just avoided. Satisfied, Ethan wrote "home" in the diary and returned to the attic. But something felt different. He rushed downstairs to find his grandfather sitting in the living room, petting an old, gray-furred dog. Ethan's heart soared. Max was alive. However, as he spent more time with Max, Ethan began to notice strange ripples in his world. Small things were out of place: his best friend didn't remember their favorite childhood game, and his favorite teacher had never taught at his school. It was as if saving Max had shifted the fabric of his life in subtle but unsettling ways. The diary, it seemed, came with a price. Ethan returned to the attic, determined to learn more. As he flipped through the diary, he noticed a warning etched into the back cover: "Time is fragile. Tread carefully, for every change leaves a mark." The weight of those words sank in. Ethan realized that while the diary was a doorway to incredible adventures, it was also a responsibility. Changing the past, no matter how well-intentioned, could alter the present in ways he couldn't predict. He placed the diary back in its wooden box, vowing to use it sparingly. As much as he wanted to revisit moments he cherished, or fix mistakes he regretted, he understood that some things were meant to stay as they were. But deep down, Ethan knew the diary wasn't finished with him. It was only a matter of time before it called him back.